Hello, I'm Sam from Jessup Says. The focus of my channel is to share and educate on how to buy less, buy better. It's not necessarily about buying less things, it's about buying something that fits its purpose perfectly and serves you for as long as possible. Now, the buy less, buy better lifestyle is excellent in theory, but when it comes down to it, it's hard to know exactly where to start. And it's something that I've been thinking about quite a lot. How would I start my buy less, buy better journey were I to start again? And most importantly, where do I think you can start to save your money by spending it on things that are built to last than suit your style and your lifestyle? So that's what we're going to attempt to do over the coming weeks, maybe longer. I want to go item by item, piece by piece, and make a very simple guide on what brands to look for, what you may want to consider before purchasing and building out that high quality wardrobe. But before we get into a specific item, let's discuss how you should start the process before even thinking about what you may want to buy. The first step in the process is to define the style of clothing that you want in your wardrobe. If you're starting from scratch and you don't have any pre-existing wardrobe that you can sort of draw on and take inspiration from, then consider taking some time to think about what types of clothing, what kinds of colors, what kinds of silhouettes that you're drawn to, as this will help to build your wardrobe in a way that's both functional and stylish. Make sure you look at all the elements of style, from fabrics to cuts to colors, textures, everything. It's all important. Finding inspiration for this is actually pretty challenging. Sure, there's Instagram and Pinterest, but both can be a mixed bag in terms of what you see on any given day. My biggest tip is actually looking back at what was classic and what has remained classic throughout the years. Often I look at things with military heritage, be it Army, Navy, or Air Force. A lot of what was uniform in the 40s and 50s in military is sort of timeless fashion in the modern era when it comes to menswear. Some things go in and out of style, like safari jackets and jungle jackets, aviator jackets, leather jackets, but underneath it all, it remains pretty consistent. Embrace things like relaxed and comfortable fits, embracing what I think it truly means to be a menswear enthusiast, which is finding the best, most comfortable thing you can and wearing it every day in a load of different ways because it's both convenient and it doesn't take much thought. I always think to myself, if I was in my 80s, will I still want to dress like this? Will I still be comfortable? Will I still be happy? Will I be, cool enough, warm enough, whatever it might be? In my 80s, am I still gonna dress like this? It seems like maybe weird, but it's a good internal compass for me. Throughout it all, don't get complicated, keep it simple, and think about how each piece will fit with other things that you like, building that combination in your head. A simple saying I have is that if you aren't gonna wear it, why are you buying it? Also, that old find one good thing and buy 10 of it adage, when you're buying quality, it's typically not necessary or even worthwhile because the thing should last longer. I mean, there are exceptions to that rule, like white t-shirts, they never go amiss, but don't think about spending thousands of dollars, just think about spending some money on something that works really well for you and for your lifestyle. Now, I'm nothing if not logical, so to me it felt like a logical place for us to start at the lowest part of our bodies. No, I'm not using this as an excuse to talk about shoes and boots more. Today, I actually wanted to start with the second thing that I put on in the morning, and that is, of course, socks. Socks. I actually love socks. They're sort of the unsung heroes of footwear. They keep your feet warm and cozy, and they can be a fashion statement. They play a vital role in our daily life. So let's dive in and explore the different types of socks that exist and where I would buy the current buy less, buy better iteration that's in my closet. I want to start with crew socks. These are the classic socks that come up to the mid-calf and are perfect for most days. I consider them my daily socks. They come in a variety of patterns and colors, so you can find a pair that easily complements your outfit. One of the most common ways to wear crew socks is with sneakers. They're also great to pair with boots because they come up high enough to protect the ankles from the boot rubbing. You can of course wear these with dress shoes and pretty much every other shoe. Basically, they can be worn in the biggest variety of ways, but always with pants. Personally, if you're wearing shorts, I'd go no-show socks or no socks at all. The best daily sock that I've found is the classic Uniqlo Supima socks, and they tend to be the most comfortable, longest lasting, and best value sock that I've personally come across in this category. I've had quite a few pairs for 4 or more years, and they still look and feel as good as they ever have. They come in a range of colors and styles and different weaves even, so try them all and find the one that fits and feels most comfortable on your foot. At only $5.90, they are very affordable, so it shouldn't be impossible for you to find a pair that that you really, really like. I personally like my navy, burgundy, and dark gray pair, and I also have a white pair that I really like to wear as well. If you're looking for a sock that offers something a bit special, something a bit extra, then you want to look at a dress sock. Now, my version of a dress sock is probably a little different from the bright colors or funny sayings that you're probably imagining in your head right now. Although, to be fair, I do have some Harry Potter, Star Wars, Batman, and a few other different types of socks. They're just not the ones that I'd invest in if I was really thinking about this critically. A real dress sock is a sock that goes over the calf, and it's something that you want to wear with your best shoes and best boots. These kinds of socks are typically insanely comfortable and often are made from things like wool, cotton, and silk, and they are ultimately designed to be worn with dress shoes. They sometimes feature patterns or stripes, but the pairs I like are often simple colors, solid colors, maybe bold colors to add a pop of personality to your outfit. My personal favorite of these are a pair from Mazarin, which is available through their French sock retailer and the best socks in the world, Menswear or Menswear Roche. Hopefully that's somewhat correct. These things are not cheap at 23 euros each, but they are designed to be breathable, durable, and very, very comfortable. That is a difficult balance to strike. I've tried things like Bressani and all your other sort of main tier dress sock brands, and in my experience, these Mazarin ones are the longest lasting and they feel the best over the longest period of time. I find that the Bressani and some of the other brands, they do tend to wear out in your high wear spots like the toes and your heels, and these Mazarin ones haven't done that yet. One or two pairs of these kinds of dress socks will be plenty, depending on how much you intend to wear dress shoes. No-show socks. These socks are designed to be hidden in your shoes, giving the illusion that you're not wearing socks at all. They're perfect for loafers, boat shoes, or any other low-cut shoe where you want the sock to remain hidden. They're typically made from lightweight materials and come in a variety of colors to match your outfit, but that doesn't really matter because the whole point of a no-show sock is that you can't see them, so color isn't really a focus of the no-show sock. Most people agree that a no-show sock sucks, and I feel that way too. The best pair that I can find is from Uniqlo, but can't tell you which one exactly because each time I buy them, I get a slightly different pair for whatever reason. So I'm actually tending to wear bare feet in my shoes more often than not, and I'm trying to train my feet to live with the blisters because overall I just find it a more comfortable way to wear my shoes. Pretty much every pair of no-show socks that I've tried has sort of, they move around on your feet, they never stay in place. If your feet get sweaty, they move around, and I definitely have a problem with hot feet, so no-show socks, bare feet seems to be the way I'm going to go forward. Now the next sock I want to talk about is a sports sock or an ankle sock. Probably the most common type of sock, as the name suggests. These socks cover the ankle and are perfect for sneakers or training shoes. Of all the socks, these tend to be the one that I care the least about in terms of how they look. But because of how often I wear them, I tend to care if they're comfortable and long lasting. I've tried fancy ones with compression panels and nice little flaps, things with padding around your ankles and heels, but honestly, I tend to gravitate towards something very simple that's breathable and comfortable across my toes, which is where I get the most rubbing because of my wide feet. The ones that I've been wearing and using for the last few years are a pair or multiple pairs of Asics socks from a local Asics outlet store. These are not the classic Asics paste socks, though I have tried a pair. I find them to be a bit thicker and I feel that their elastic sort of wears out after a couple of years. The ones that I have, I can't actually find a name for, but it might just be their multi-sports pack of 6. I'm not exactly sure because they're from an outlet, but either way you should be able to see it here, so look for something that's similar because these are the ones that I'm enjoying. The price, I'm not exactly sure, but they are cheap, especially because they're a multi-pack and from an outlet store. Overall, these socks are nice and thin across the top of the foot and slightly padded around the toes and under the foot and heel. I find that they're comfortable in both super hot and fairly cold weather, and so far they're the best pair that I've had. So far I've had them for quite a few years, and they're actually so good that my wife began sharing them, and now we have a much larger pile to choose from, so that's pretty cool. And finally, we have the socks that we probably wear the least, but they are a sock that you want in your closet, if only for when you need to break in a new pair of boots and protect your little feet in the process. They're of course hiking socks. Hiking socks are designed to provide extra cushioning, support, and protection for your feet during long hikes. They're typically made from durable materials like wool, which is the ones I like. They do come in synthetic fibers, but I tend to avoid them. And they come in a range of different thicknesses to match your hiking boots and the conditions that you'll be hiking in. Hiking socks also come in different heights, from ankle to knee, but for me, I find that the mid-calf is the most comfortable and most versatile. I have 2 pairs from Darn Tough, and they are literally my go-to sock if it's even remotely cold outside, because they are so comfortable, so well lasting, so spongy under the foot, and they are really a truly great sock. The biggest problem is that it's nearly impossible to get a Darn Tough sock down into Australia. I had to get them sort of mailed to a friend who lives in America, and then that friend flew them across to Australia, and it was a whole process and a real rigmarole. They're also not cheap. I think they're about 25 to 30 Australian dollars per pair, and with the challenge of getting them across, it's a real pain in the bum, but it is really worth doing if you can find a pair, and if you have access to it, then I would highly recommend you invest in a Darn Tough sock. If you can't, then Icebreaker would be the next company that I would look to. They have a similar lifetime warranty that Darn Tough offers, and they seem similarly made and similar quality, but I can't verify that because I've never owned a pair or worn it for the amount of time that I've worn my Darn Tough. Hopefully one of those two is available to you and serves you well. Now, socks may seem trivial, but I think they're a lovely little warm-up to start thinking about and considering buying better quality and longer lasting clothing without having to spend a couple of $100s to achieve the outcome. The approach going forward is going to be very similar, about identifying what you want to wear, what you typically wear, and then finding a quality thing that fits that purpose. As I often find myself saying, it's not necessarily about buying less things, it's about buying something that fits its purpose perfectly and serves you for as long as possible. I haven't decided what I'm going to cover next week just yet, but it'll either be trousers or footwear. I don't actually feel like I have an answer for underwear just yet, so if you have any suggestions of underwear, I'm definitely open to suggestions on that front. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Links are in the description as always, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Cheers.